At Old Bonhomme Elementary, history isn't just something found in textbooks. Sometimes it walks the hallways.
Every time I walk the halls of Old Bonhomme, I always have a memory, whether it's going down the little ramp towards the kindergarten, what is now kindergarten. Back in my day, that was first and second grade in the music room. So there's been a lot of changes, but there's still a lot of things that remain the same. I think about the kindergarten playground, which is now where the sensory garden is, the garden that my students wrote. We wrote a grant to the Ladue Education Foundation for green schools 3 years ago. And then in the morning when I'm doing morning duty and parents and families are walking to school and coming into school and they're meandering through the garden, it just makes my heart full to see that, because I've created a space for people to explore and wonder and play and look at things, and that's kind of where I started as a kindergartner, in that exact same space.
That journey from student to educator has reached a new milestone. Tammy MacLean has been named the 2025-26 Ladue Schools District Teacher of the Year.
Well, when I first got selected for District Teacher of the Year, I was completely stunned. My husband said my face was like, what? But it meant a lot to me. I don't do this work to get recognized. It's nice when you do, obviously, but it kind of made me reflective of, I have done a lot for the district because I am passionate about the district. It also made me very reflective of the work that I've done and made myself say, you know what, good job. we don't often, just congratulate ourselves. And I had to sort of sit back and say, you did earn this.
Tammy has spent 19 years in Ladue Schools, the last 14 of them right here at Old Bonhomme. So, for her, the connection to the district runs deep. She was once an Old Bonhomme Bee, and she uses that shared history to build bridges with her current students.
I love sharing with my students that I was also an Old Bonhomme student and giving them, some tidbits of Old Bonhomme history. Like sharing that we used to be the Old Bonhomme Bees and now we're the Eagles. And they're always like, wait, you went here? And so when I pull out a picture of me at Old Bonhomme School with the little Old Bonhomme Bee behind me, they always get a kick out of it. And usually they make fun of my hair or something.
That connection is the catalyst for growth. Take Michael, a former student who shared her same love for Saturday Night Live. Through skits and shared laughter, a bond was formed that lasted long after her classroom.
This is a student who was one of my first students when I came to Ladue at Spady, and we still remain in contact today, which is really special. But we shared this common bond, and when I was young, I had a love for Saturday Night Live. I would stay up late with my brother, and so when I had this student who would come in and do kind of what's up with that, I was like, oh my gosh. I definitely made that connection. So I always just try to find out who they are as a person, and then make a point to remember that, whether they're a soccer player or a piano player, they love math or they love video games, whatever it is, just finding that connection to then, if I see them in the hall, ask them about it. I think that builds trust, and when kids know that you care about them, they're going to work hard for you.
And while Tammy agrees that a lot has changed over the years, one thing remains the same.
Yes, technology has changed, the styles have changed, interests have changed, but the one thing that remains the same is that every child just wants to be seen and be loved.
And it's that same feeling that has kept Tammy in this district for nearly 20 years as a teacher and even longer as a student.
What makes Ladue School District so special, and the families and the culture, I'm an example, but just seeing how families or individuals come back in so many different ways, whether they choose to bring their kids back to the very school that they attended, or whether they come back to teach or join the board, or just volunteer in the community. It's a special community in that way because people come back and they want to serve, and give back to the community. So that's really what makes Ladue very special.